Hi Bobby, so this is my medicine story project. It is a series of 4 different prints that all kind of address the surveillance of women. So my first piece says suffocation does not equate beauty, and I kind of wanted to place emphasis on like the grotesqueness of like corseting and just generally like the things that women have to do in order to feel beautiful and be deemed beautiful by society, and how these things actually hurt us so much. And so the corset is tied very tight around her, and it kind of emphasizes like beauty is pain, but it shouldn't be. And so for my second piece, I did the slogan, hangers are for coats, abortion is healthcare. And it kind of combats the fact that like women should not have to get back alley abortions. If abortion rights are taken away, it's a universal healthcare right. And I think that we need to obviously fight for that. And I kind of just wanted to have it be kind of feminine and kind of almost fairy tale-like in execution, and also symmetrical. And I'm really happy with how this one turned out, especially. And then this third one here, Viva la Lesbiana, is about being a lesbian, which kind of ties to my last piece where I focused on lesbianism and like how that's a huge part of my identity as well as my expression. And for me, it's always been, expressing my lesbianism has always been an issue, and it's always kind of been something that I've felt surveilled for doing by, I mean, obviously queer people are surveilled by the government, but also by our immediate communities. Like it's always, it's hard to be queer. And I think that it connects to women being surveilled. And it's like, I don't have to like men if I don't want to like men. Like I'm a lesbian and like that's a part of me. And I don't want to feel like that is nitpicked and controlled, if that makes sense. And so this is my final piece, which is basically like kiss my ass. And that's the title of this project, is Kiss This. And it's kind of just like, kiss my ass. Like you cannot surveil me. Like I will have access to abortions. I will be freely queer if that's my expression and identity. And I will not be kind of surveilled and controlled by beauty standards that were put in place to oppress and suppress women and make us give our hard-earned money to cosmetic surgery industries and industries that profit off of our insecurities. And so these pieces all kind of tie into like, you can't control me, and I am going to be who I am, and I'm a woman in this society, and there's so much that I have to deal with. So yeah. And for my community, I chose to show this piece to my roommates, who are all women. And I hung these pieces actually in my living room last weekend, and I invited a bunch of other women over, and we were just kind of hanging out, having a party. And then I was like, hey, like, can everyone turn your attention to my work? And so then we just kind of had a moment of like, I facilitated like, hey, like, please everyone look, like if you have any questions, like how does this make you feel? Like I really tried to facilitate dialogue. And these pieces really resonated with everyone who I shared them with. And I felt really comfortable sharing these pieces because they're intimate and members of my immediate community really understood. I think that discourse was especially provoked by this piece, Suffocation Does Not Equal Beauty, because we all just kind of went around the circle and we talked about how the beauty industry has oppressed us. Like I have one roommate who is a larger chested woman, and she was always told that she needed to like wear a tight bra and keep her chest contained. And she always felt like that caused her pain and that caused her great suffering because of her chest size. And she was also over-sexualized. So she felt suffocated by that beauty standard. And so then she kind of really related to this piece. And so I'm really glad that my work was able to, my community was really able to relate to my work. We also talked a lot about, of course, a lot of us are queer women. We talked about how our families perceive us, how even our government does not make it easy to express ourselves, and like our marriage rights are always under threat, and our abortion rights are always under threat, especially with Trump coming into presidency again. And so I think that with the current political climate, it's just very helpful to get these issues out in the open and talk about them with community. So I'm really glad that my piece was able to spark this dialogue. So yeah, this is my piece. I hope you like it. Feel better soon, Bobby. Bye-bye.